Hello my friends, how are you? It's great to see you for yet another video, and today I want to talk about sort of one of the more tragic side effects of this whole Donald Trump administration, regime, whatever you want to call it, and the unfortunate consequences it has had on friends and families and coworkers all over America. Because since I started doing this channel, my friends, I have heard from so many people, whether it be in the comment section or in an email or over on Blue Sky or what have you, of people dealing with basically absolute maybe tragedy in their lives as Donald Trump has caused families to rip apart over his absolute nonsense. And every time I hear stuff like this, it's kind of heartbreaking that a lot of people have fallen into this Trump cult so much that they have decided to give up on their family and follow Donald Trump instead. And on the flip side of that, there's a lot of us over on this side going, well, we can't trust them anymore. They make really poor judgment calls. How are we supposed to do that? So I want to talk a lot about that and kind of how we ended up here. And also somewhere towards the end of the video or whatever, I sort of want to talk about a commitment to this channel and sort of a decision I've made with the direction of where everything's going. And I think you guys will like it. I think it'll be a good thing. But I sit here by myself all the time, my friends. I have time for sitting here and thinking. That's all I got time for. And I've come to a conclusion with sort of how this is all going to work out, I think. But we are living in truly one of the most tragic times in America right now. Like I said, where people are no longer speaking to family and friends and have just absolutely shattered families for the Donald Trump cult. And it's not even a good cult, my friends. It's a cult based on dirty diapers and temper tantrums. Can you believe that? It's like if you were to have a baby. The baby comes out and you go, oh my God, finally a good fucking leader. Somebody I can lead. And you relied on this baby to make decisions for you. And it just sits there and shits its diaper and has absolute nonsense come out of its mouth. And sometimes even smears shit on the wall. This is not a good cult, my friends. You know, cults at least sometimes have a reward, like the Jim Jones thing. At least there was Kool-Aid at the end, and who doesn't like Kool-Aid, right? It's a nice refreshing drink, a little too sugary for my taste, but overall a refreshing beverage. By the time Donald Trump is finished with his cult, they will not even be able to afford the fucking Kool-Aid. That shit's gonna cost like 9 million Trump coins per fucking packet. And I need to remember to touch on the Trumpcoin thing while we go through this. But it's a truly tragic time, as I hear from people all the time about how they just don't have ties with their friends and family anymore, all over this absolute nonsense from Donald Trump. And for me, my friends, I go through it too. I absolutely live with that shit every fucking day. For me, I'm kind of used to being by myself in the truck all the time, so it feels kind of normal to me when I don't hear from people anymore and I don't talk to people. But for me, like I'm trying to say, I came to the realization that I straight up can't trust these people, right? If you made a decision to harm my children through your vote, you can't very well look at me and say you still respect me as a person because you want to cause harm to, I always use the reference of my children. And the reason why I do that is because I'm a white man in America still, my friends. I understand that I'm not necessarily on the chopping block. Now, I am speaking out against Donald Trump, and he doesn't like that, but I got two other things in my favor. I don't know, maybe I get a pass, but there are other people in America that are going to deal with devastating fucking consequences of the Trump administration, regime, whatever, right? And that was sort of the breaking point for me. If you can honestly say that you with your vote, that you are in favor of my children growing up to be adults, where they will have their rights stripped from them because they are the wrong gender, and a list of other fucking things. One of the points of the MAGA movement is to keep women under their thumb, right? Take away reproductive rights, take away voting rights, call them DEI hires if they happen to get a better job than you. And it's a lot of that is designed to keep women in line. How the fuck my friends, do I look my daughters in the eye and say, hell yeah, I voted to screw you over for the rest of your life. That's what I voted for. And it's a shocking thing to me, my friends, that there are adult men out there that vote against their own daughter's interest in the future. How do you explain that to them? It doesn't make a bit of fucking sense to me. But of course, like I said, I hear a lot from people that are going through this, and these tragic stories of, I used to be really close with my dad or my cousins or what have you, and it's just 100% fucking gone at this point. Because here's kind of where we're at. Here's where we're at. I sometimes excuse people that voted for Donald Trump the first time. Donald Trump is a con artist, and I can listen to Donald Trump talk, and I need to be very clear about this. I am never going to move over to MAGA. I'm never going to vote for Donald Trump, any of that bullshit. The point I'm trying to make is, when I hear him talk, I understand how a person that maybe doesn't follow politics too well, or maybe isn't that intelligent, or any number of things, just a simple-minded person, right? And honestly, there's kind of nothing wrong with being just like a simple-minded person. Not everyone's an intellectual, right? But I can understand why you could listen to him and you could hear what he says and go, yeah, that's what I want. I want the eggs to be cheaper. I want make America great again. Fuck, I want America to be great. That'd be cool. That'd probably be good for me, right? I'm going to come in and I'm just gonna lower prices just like that. This is all shit that, like, people just hear and they go, yeah, that would be a good thing. What's wrong with that, right? And the devil is always in the fucking details with Donald Trump. Like, now he calls the bill that just passed, he calls it the one big beautiful bill. Well, fuck, we all love beautiful bills, don't we? That sounds like a goddamn good thing. And the one big beautiful bill is beautiful if you're a billionaire. It's an amazing bill if you're a billionaire. If you are not, that bill is specifically going to fuck you over. There's no such thing. Well, the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, just forget about it. Don't get excited about that like that's actually a fucking thing. But every other thing in that bill is specifically designed to absolutely fuck over the working class Americans, right? But where was I? I kind of forgot where the point is. Oh yeah, I was saying that I can see how, like, people fell for it in Donald Trump's first term. And I tend to forgive those people. Okay, you got conned, you weren't paying attention, and maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's just the way I feel about it. But then Donald Trump came into office, got 1 million Americans killed. Can you guys believe that? Completely careless. And now watching this second regime, I think it was all on purpose, if I'm being honest with you, because Donald Trump right now is actively killing Americans because he gutted the National Weather Service and the NOAA and all that stuff. And it was Texas that was flooding, and now apparently it's New Mexico. I haven't followed up on that story too well yet, but in Texas, they weren't getting the warnings to get the fuck out because those services don't exist anymore. Donald Trump's cutting off Medicare and Medicaid and all these fucking things. SNAP. Donald Trump is actively killing Americans at this point, my friends. So the point is, if you fell for it the first time, I don't necessarily hold that against you. But then they didn't learn the second time, my friends. After Donald Trump got 1 million Americans killed, seemingly on purpose, he staged an insurrection. Remember when he lied to the American people for months saying that the election was rigged and have no evidence whatsoever for the election being rigged? It was something like 60 courts threw out all of his claims because they didn't bring any fucking evidence. But Donald Trump kept hammering away at this lie that the election was stolen from him, caused a lot of people to show up. He told them to go down there and fight like hell, and he even said he would be there to join them, and he didn't show up. And these people, as dumb as they are, went to prison in the name of Donald Trump. Now don't worry, he pardoned all of them, because if you commit crimes in America in the name of Donald Trump, you might get a fucking pardon for it. Isn't that crazy? But now we're in a spot that if you didn't learn the first time, if you didn't see all the destruction that he caused, and as you listen to him refer to immigrants as poisoning the blood of America, that's what he said. That's Nazi speak right there, my friends. Poisoning the blood of America. That's a fucking insane thing to say. As you watched as Donald Trump's Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, as you watched as the Republican Party under Donald Trump is working on that SAVE Act to try to take away women's rights to vote. I understand there's other demographics included in that also. And the point is, you shouldn't be taking away anybody's fucking right to vote in America, is what should be going on. You've watched all these things, and at this point, if you're still supporting Donald Trump, we can't trust you. I remember one of my early videos when I started this fucking channel, right? I got a lot of pushback on it. It was one of the early videos that kind of blew up in the algorithm and did really well. And a lot of positive comments also. But I got a lot of pushback on it. And the video was sort of the same premise. Like, abandon your family that voted for Donald Trump because you can't trust them at this point. They make bad decisions, or they make these decisions out of hate. Which one do you want to live with? You can't live with either, right? You just fucking can't. And one of the things I said in the video was to women out there, if you're married to MAGA, divorce them. I said that, and I got a lot of pushback saying you don't get on the internet and tell people to divorce their husbands because you don't like their political views. First of all, it's not a political view. Donald Trump's MAGA movement is an all-out assault on everybody that is not a rich white male in America. That's what's fucking happening. It is a difference of fucking morals at this point if you are a supporter of Donald Trump. So I got a lot of pushback on that. And I'm here to tell you guys, roughly 6 months later, I stand by what I said. I 100% meant that. If your husband can look at you and say, I respect you so fucking little that I am going to vote for Donald Trump to keep your ass in line, divorce is the fucking option. I don't know what these people want me to fucking tell them. There's a lot of times on this channel I have to go, oh yeah, I fucked up on that. Like, sometimes these videos get a little bit emotional and shit just comes out of my fucking mouth, my friends. And sometimes I'm inaccurate. I'll tell you the most recent one. In one of yesterday's videos, I said that Donald Trump bankrupted 6 casinos. What I meant was Donald Trump filed bankruptcy 6 times, and that included casinos, but fuck it. That's just what came out of my mouth, right? So there are times on this channel I have to eat some humble pie, my friends, and say, yep, I was wrong, and I love you guys for it. I really do. You guys don't really, I don't think, look at me to be like a journalist and be like 100% accurate, but you depend on me to be a redneck looking fuck working this blue collar world to speak out against Donald Trump, and I fucking love you guys for it. You correct me, we move on with our lives, and most of you don't hate me for it. Some people do, but fuck them. What am I can't make everyone happy, right? But the point of all that is, I do not take back what I said about women that are married to MAGA. Yeah, divorce. Like, get a fucking lawyer. Get the fuck out of there. That man's dangerous at this point. Anybody that will vote against your rights is a dangerous person in America at this point. I don't apologize for making that point. And then when it comes to your family and friends and all these things, it's truly, truly tragic that Donald Trump has put us in this position. It is so horrifying that one man that cannot even formulate coherent fucking sentences, that is so indefensible at this point, and people are still running to his defense. It's tragic that those people are so lost to the fucking cult that they won't even try to hear your point of view. Where are we really with Donald Trump in this term? He is, like I said, actively killing Americans because through a lot of ways. We could go through the whole list again if you want, but I think it's a waste of our time. He is actively trying to take rights away from Americans. No due process. If you happen to be brown in America and ICE comes and picks you up, you just go to the concentration camp. The inhumane treatment of people that are not the same fucking color. They're proud of their alligator Alcatraz, my friends. They think it's cool that they put people, humans, in a position where if they try to run, the gators will eat them. These people are fucking monsters. What do you want me to say? Like, I can't fucking apologize for that. And I'm so sorry to everyone that is going through this and having to make these decisions. And I wish I had a way to help. We do have the comment section where people can talk. We had the Discord, and that was my plan, my thoughts for the Discord when we started it. I didn't start it. It's no longer there. I think it's still there, but I have nothing to do with it. I'm not associated with it at all. But it was to build a community because people need fucking someone to talk to right now. They need a fucking friend because we don't have any anymore. They all got lost to the fucking cult. They need someone, right? And unfortunately, the Discord thing got fucked up. The one of the guys that originally offered to help me start it, really solid dude, and I have nothing against that dude at all. But a little warning, I guess, for any up and coming YouTubers. I've been through this shit twice now. If somebody approaches you and said, I want a Discord, I want to build a Discord for you and to grow your community and all these things, what you'll normally find is a couple weeks into it, they want to dictate your content now and start saying, you shouldn't have said that, you should have covered this video, you should have done this and that. Then next thing you know, they will want you to grab every other YouTuber out there and like prop them up and help them build their channel. And fuck, I work 70 hours a week, my friend's driving the fucking truck. I can barely keep up with my own fucking channel. And then if you don't do that, then they'll be grumpy with you because you're not a team player or what have you. And then they'll want to like hawk cheap merchandise to your audience off of the viewer base that you've grown. And then when you don't do that, they call you selfish and all that shit. And I bring all that up because I've been through this shit twice with Discord channels over the course of 2 different YouTube channels, my friends. Don't trust anyone that comes to you and says they want to start a Discord for you. It's never fucking good. But I thought this is a great place people can make friends, make connections with other people, and feel like they're not so fucking alone. And that's kind of what we need right now, is like people reaching out to people and making those connections and realizing they're not alone. These poor bastards that I hear from in the comments all the time that they live in like these deep red areas of America and they got no one. They're all there by themselves. That's why I felt it was so important to make this channel and speak up, because I'm alone too, my friends. I'm literally one of the few truckers out here that does not have my head all the way up Donald Trump's ass. And I promise you, I got a target on my back walking across these fucking truck stop parking lots. Promise you that. But my flawed country, my very flawed country, America, deserves better than Donald Trump. The future of my children, they deserve better than Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. So whatever happens to me, these videos will live on until Donald Trump has them removed from the internet. Damn it, I was gonna say they're gonna live on forever, but no, that snake motherfucker, he'll make sure they all go away. But it's important to speak up. It's important to be a part of this. And I wish we weren't all going through that, but you're all doing it for the right fucking reasons. I promise you that. With that said, I promised you I would talk sort of a little bit about a goal, a direction of things going with the channel. I won't use up too much of it, more of your time, my friends. But last time I was live, we were having a conversation. Somebody asked me about the possibility of going full-time YouTuber. And I've honestly went back and forth with this in my head. What should I do? Because yeah, I could probably actually make a run at it at this point. If I went home and I put out like 3 videos a day, you know, a few live streams a week, I could probably actually make it. But I want to tell you guys that I'm not going to do that. I actually realized what it is that makes this channel what it is. And I have decided, and I know I brushed on a little bit in the last live stream if you were there, I decided no matter what happens, I'm staying right here, out here in a truck. If I wake up tomorrow and this channel has 1 million subscribers, which means you guys got a lot of work to do if we're gonna hit 1 million by tomorrow, tell a friend, I guess. But it's more important to me to like keep my ears to the street, be out here at the ground fucking level of everything, all the destruction that is going on at the hands of Donald Trump. So I've decided that even in the event that this actually like blows up into a major thing, I'm gonna be out here with my people, the people of America that are dealing with the bullshit of Donald Trump, not tucked away somewhere in a fucking ivory tower and using big fancy words that you guys don't understand anymore and shit like that. And God bless bless him, I love him, like Brian Tyler Cohen, love the dude, right? But sometimes I'm like, what is he trying to tell me? I remember one day he was in a panic. Just sort of a side note, remember, I love Brian Tyler Cohen. I think he's a great content creator, but the connection to average everyday people, I feel like, is missing sometimes. Because one day Brian Tyler Cohen was worked up, and he was pissed about what was happening, and he goes, now the Overton window has shifted. Fuck me, I don't know what that means, right? And I'm over here going, oh, mercy me, heavens to Betsy. No, not the Overton window. Whatever will we do about that? And yes, the Overton window shifting, if you go look it up, can be a very bad thing. It could be a thing you don't want happening. The thing can shift in either direction, though, so you gotta kind of focus on that, I guess. But yes, it could be a really bad thing. But I was like, oh no, not the Overton window. Say it ain't so. And the reason I bring all that up is because it's so goddamn important to me now. Until fascism dies in this country, or I'm too goddamn old to drive the truck anymore, I want to be out here fighting this fight at the fucking ground level. And I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm not giving up on you. I'm not gonna go, like I said, stay in my ivory tower and be better than the peasants out there. This is the part that fucking matters. Being out here, watching the destruction, being able to report my observations of what's actually happening, and not doing it from a distance, but doing it between these fucking lines on the road, my friends. Oh God, I love you guys. I love you guys. Anyways, I'm sorry that a lot of you are dealing with the whole family and friends and co-worker situation. I don't anticipate it gets better, but my God, make new friends, you know, start forming these connections with other people, because right now more than ever, the Americans that are not completely ridiculous right now are going to need to lean on each other and have those support systems out there. And that's the fucking video for today. I love you guys. Bye now.